If you're starting out brand new in real estate wholesaling, there's one piece of advice that if you listen to this advice, I guarantee you that you're not going to make any money. And this is very specific to you if you are using online marketing as a way to get motivated sellers. And the lie, so to speak, or the propaganda that's being proposed is that you need a really complicated machine that includes your CRM, follow-up sequences, and everything else in order to successfully have a chance of doing a real estate deal. And that could be farther from the truth. And many times, if I show you here in my tablet, we find that they're proposing something that looks a little bit like this. And they're saying that, hey, when a prospect comes in, right, into your real estate business, and let's say they see a Facebook ad, and then they go ahead and click on the button, and then they're going to go ahead and submit the form. Then now they get into your CRM, and your CRM is going to go ahead and send them a text message. The CRM is going to go ahead and send them an email. The CRM is also going to perhaps have a AI automation bot that's going to go back and forth with the client. And you thinking, oh my God, this is amazing. I don't have to make a single call. I am just going to run ads, and lo and behold, money is going to come from this guy. This is such a bag of crap. I don't know how else to describe it. Here's the problem. At the end of the day, you can do all those fancy automations and everything. And yeah, you're going to hear every so often the story of, oh my gosh, I had this seller and I look at this check and I had this deal that I've been following up with, and my CRM had been following up with this lady forever. And eventually now they ended up selling the property to me. And it was because of this particular fancy system. Those are outliers. At the end of the day, here's the simplest thing you need. You need a phone. All right. And this is it. For most of you, if not for all of you, if you're sitting here trying to get your first deal under your belt. And we recommend a system called Trello, which is, and I have a video on my channel about this. Is you could do the search on my channel. System called Trello, which we set up our clients whenever we set up ads for our clients and get them up and running. We will set them up with a simple system inside of Trello that allows them to manage their leads. And it's very rudimentary, but you basically need about 5 minutes worth of training in order to operate it, because that's the other issue that you have, is that whenever you're doing anything complicated, if you get a CRM or a way to manage your leads that has all these bells and whistles, you got to learn this and you got to operate inside of it. And guess what? If you're spending time on that, guess what you're not spending time on? You're not spending time talking on the phone with property owners. And so the most important thing that you need to keep in mind is that you need to get on the phone with these people. And the simplest way for you to do it is to do it from your phone and to send them a message. And the way that you send a message is just simply saying, hi, let's say the owner's name is Joe Smith. Hi, Joe Smith. This is Chris. I just got your inquiry about your property. I'm going to give you a call and see if we can connect. Or you can say, when would be the next time to talk? But the most important thing is you want to do it so that way the text message, when you're doing the text message, it's like, hi, and then their name, hi John, and then comma, this is, and then your name, right? So let's say Chris. And the reason for this is that then now when you go ahead and you make a phone call, then if they're on an iPhone and some of these other devices too as well, they, instead of showing spam likely, it'll say maybe, okay? Maybe Chris. So it'll appear differently. Now, I'm a big proponent of just using your phone. And the reason for that is that a lot of these different services, they're getting caught up with the flag of spam likely whenever you're using the phone number. So you're calling the property owner, it's going to show up as spam likely. They're not going to pick up the phone. So I'm a fan of using a phone. Ideally would be using an iPhone. I know if some of you guys have Android, but if you're an iPhone and you're messaging somebody that's an iPhone, then they see the different circle, the different color and the text messages, so that could have an impact. But let's say worst case scenario, don't go out of your way, just use your regular phone, and you're gonna go ahead and text them, and then you're gonna call them, and then if they don't pick up, then you text them again and say, hey, I just called you, when is the best time to call? Now let's say that they don't communicate, because keep in mind is that with these people, sometimes they might be sitting in the toilet for all you know, and they got their hands full, right? They got one hand in the back, one, hand on the phone, or doing whatever they need to do in the toilet. And so you're not going to get a hold of them. They could be at the grocery store. They could be making love to their spouse. Although, why would they fill out a form while they're doing that? What you got to do is then, over the next 48 to 72 hours, you got to call them at least 3 times a day. And you got to be persistent. Now remember, they message you. They filled out a form. So you're not pestering them. You're just trying to get a hold of them. Now, you could be creative around that. Send them a question mark. Say to them, hey, John, I'm missing you. What's going on? Just be creative and play around with it. You can even go into ChatGPT and ask a question such as, hey, can you give me, I have a client that I'm trying to get a hold of. I have a property owner that I'm trying to get a hold of, and they're not really responding to my calls and texts. Could you write me some funny messages so that way I can go ahead and have an opportunity for them to reach out to me. You can do something like that. But bottom line is, you got to be aggressive to try to get a hold of them and try to talk to them on the phone. And yeah, I know that it sounds so, interesting that you're going to be able to, have, all this back and forth with them on text and be able to hopefully not have to do that much of a sales job on them. At the end of the day, you're going to have to talk to these people. Now, if you're doing a lead generation like I propose, and you're having a lot of leads coming in every single day, then you don't feel like you need to hard sell. You're just finding the right prospects that are willing to sell their property at a discount and doing business with them. So it's more of a sifting and sorting, but still, nevertheless, this is what you should be doing. That's it. Nothing complicated, nothing sophisticated. Keep it simple. When you do your next 3 deals, then at that point, you'll have an idea of what you like to do, how you like to operate. Then at that point, I think it makes sense for you to choose a CRM, because now at least you have some context. You have some context in terms of how you like to do business, what lead sources you're working, and just a general flow of it. But at the end of the day, if you come up with something really complicated to get your business off the ground, it's just not going to work. It's going to distract you. And so I say that because if somebody's pitching you on that idea, that they got this fancy system and everything else, that's a problem. When we do it, we tell you, hey, we're going to send you leads, send you an email with a lead, send it to your Trello board, get on the phone with these people and call them. Oh, what about the email? What about this? What about that? Could you just call these people, please? That's it. That's all you got to do. Anyway, public service announcement. If you want to know how we generate leads for motivated sellers, somewhere here or there, there's a video. Check it out. And most importantly, if you do want us to help you in setting all this stuff up, click the link in the description.